We have breaking news to report from Washington right now.
For more, let's go to Robert Costa, CBS News chief election and campaign correspondent, who has exclusive details. Bob, what can you tell us?
Good afternoon. Great to be with you. I have news to break with Bob Woodward, my longtime reporting colleague. We co-wrote a book called Peril together. We have news jointly reported with the Washington Post this afternoon with CBS News, a joint reporting project. The headline, the news that matters, is Virginia Thomas, the wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, texted Mark Meadows, then White House Chief of Staff to President Donald Trump, 29 times. There were 29 text messages exchanged between Meadows and Ginni Thomas in the weeks and days after the 2020 election. The messages are stunning in their content. They're part of more than 2,300 messages obtained by the House January 6th Select Committee investigating the attack on the Capitol. And I'd just like to get into some of the details here because this news is significant. These are text messages that have been obtained by the January 6th committee. We have confirmed them, reviewed them at CBS News, working with the Washington Post. We've also talked to 5 people familiar with the messages, who have seen the messages, are aware of them, the dates, the content. And what you really see in these 29 messages, an exchange that went from the days after the November election all the way through January 2021, is an extraordinary pipeline between Ms. Thomas, who's a longtime conservative activist, and the chief of staff for the President of the United States. You have, at one point, on November 10th, after news organizations had called the election for Joe Biden, for example, Ginni Thomas wrote to Mark Meadows, quote, "Help this great president stand firm, Mark. You are the leader with him, who is standing for America's constitutional governance at the precipice. The majority knows Biden and the left are attempting the greatest heist of our history." Then a few weeks later, on November 24th, Mark Meadows, serving as White House Chief of Staff, invoked God and his fate to describe the effort to overturn the election. He said, "This is a fight of good versus evil. Evil always looks like the victor until the King of Kings triumph." Thomas replied, "Thank you. Needed that. This plus a conversation with my best friend just now. I will try to keep holding on. America is worth it." It's worth noting it is unclear to whom Thomas was referring in that text message. And it's also important to note that these 29 text messages do not directly reference Justice Thomas or the Supreme Court, but they do show how Ginni Thomas used her access to Trump's inner circle to encourage and seek to guide the president's strategy to overturn the election results, and how receptive and grateful Meadows was to have her guidance on some of these issues. And you also see a real relationship there between someone who's close to the judicial branch, someone who's very close to the president and the executive branch, and the text messages show how Ginni Thomas was encouraging Mark Meadows to put pressure on the legislative branch, Congress. So there's an overlapping of relationships, to say the least, in this fight among Trump and his allies in the final days. Mark Meadows' attorney, George Terwilliger, confirmed the existence of 29 messages to CBS News in the Washington Post between his client and Thomas. In reviewing the substance of the messages on Wednesday, he said that neither he nor Meadows would comment on individual texts. But the lawyer, Mr. Terwilliger, added, quote, "Nothing about the text messages presents any legal issues." We have reached out all day before we broke this story at CBS News here on the stream and at the Washington Post. We've reached out to Ms. Thomas throughout all of her email addresses, her phone numbers. She has not responded to repeated and multiple requests for comment by email and phone. Justice Thomas did not respond to a request for comment made through the Supreme Court's Public Information Office. And then one more note, we can have a conversation here, of course. I don't mean to overdo it, but I just wanted to get some of this reporting out there. It's unknown whether these 29 messages are the extent of all the messages. This is what Mark Meadows provided to the January 6th committee last year before he ceased cooperation. And in recent weeks, the committee has realized that these are correspondence, text messages between Mark Meadows and Ginni Thomas. I'll leave it there, and we can get into more of this.
Bob, you've been reporting on this story for some time now. I think the big question right now is, where does this story go from here?
Oh, this is a story of high interest to people on the committee. This is a spouse of a Supreme Court justice communicating with the executive branch. So far, Ms. Thomas has said that she only attended as a supporter of President Trump. The rally on January 6th, she said she left early because it was cold. She said that in a recent interview with the Washington Free Beacon, a conservative news outlet. What's notable is that we did not know about this relationship, this correspondence between Meadows and Thomas in the final days. And what we see here are looming questions about what don't we know about the relationship between Mark Meadows, the Thomas family. Clarence Thomas has been hospitalized recently. We wish him well. He has been suffering from an infection based on CBS News reporting and public reports. So he has not responded to our request for comment. It will be interesting to see if he has anything to say about these text messages in the coming days. But it should be noted that Justice Thomas and Ms. Thomas, Ginni Thomas, have often said that she is a conservative activist, he's a justice on the Supreme Court, and they've always been able to have separate orbits, and that she, of course, has her First Amendment rights to participate in political activity. And as Mark Meadows' lawyer said, he does not believe on the Meadows side that there's anything illegal here. But the question for the committee, for people on Capitol Hill, is where does this all go? Will Ginni Thomas, for an example, receive a subpoena from the January 6th committee in the coming days? How are they going to handle possible requests for documents related to a justice of the Supreme Court?
Rob, how many of these text emails that you have seen so far took place on January 6th?
Most of the text messages, 28 of them, take place in November of 2020. And there's only one other text message that comes in January after the insurrection, the Capitol attack. In that final text message that has been provided to the committee by Meadows, you see Ginni Thomas saying she's very unhappy with Vice President Mike Pence, the VP at the time, for not following through with Trump's push to overturn the election and to use some kind of delay on January 6, 2021 to throw the elections to the House of Representatives or back to the states.
All right, Robert Costa reporting from D.C. with that breaking news. Thank you so much. And of course, we're going to have much more Bob's reporting this evening on Red and Blue and continuing coverage on CBSNews.com.